Hey, hey, hey. Hi, everybody. Are we live? If anybody's here, say hi and let me know. Let's see. Alrighty. How are you today? I'm gonna do another Valentine Day card. I know that maybe that's a little cliche, but we are in that dead of winter where we need something fun, something romantic, and that's what I am going to opt for today. I do hope that that's okay with everybody. So I'm going to use a couple different products from Pajama Crafter Stamps. Surprise, surprise. So the first one I'm going to use is this Flippin Best. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can actually see. I don't think I actually... hi, Sandy. I actually have not cleaned those, so we're going to do that. But anyway, this is one of our first stamp sets, and it's Happy Flippin' Birthday. I flippin' love you. You're the flippin' best. I love you more than cookies. Then we've got this cute penguin holding a heart. We've got the one holding the cookie. And of course, we've got this cute one that holds the balloons. You guys have seen me use this on several different stamp sets, different cards, but this is what we're using. And then we're going to bring in a Christmas set. I know, right? Kind of weird. So we've got the gingerbread man here. We've got the chocolate chip cookie. We've got the ice cookie. We've got this little like butter cookie and then a snowman. And you guys can, if you're interested in those will be in the description box. They should already be in there. Now, one thing about Pajama Crafter Stamps, we do sell our stamps and dies in bundles. So you'll get a 20% savings if you buy it in a bundle. Or if you buy just the stamp set, then it'll be full price. And then the next thing that we're using is and I've already lost it. I am batting a million here. That's what I get for cleaning my desk. Oh, Lord. I am laughing at myself. So anyway, we are using the Baked with Love die set, and it will make an appearance as soon as I can remember what little cubby I put this in. You would think that I would know by now just to go ahead and have that like right next to me where I could just grab it. But for some reason, I'm not going to. So with my lighting today, I have found that it is better for me to have a white piece of paper underneath my my cookies. So we're going to use this little penguin, and you can see I started to color him because I started to color some of my stuff, and then I thought, you know what, let's just go ahead and color it all together. So I am using E51, and that's my lightest color or my highlight color, and I'm just going around the cross. So like those iced cookies that you see in the grocery store, like Loft House or something like that. Those are my favorite cookies. And so these have a really light crust. If you remember, they're like barely even, I think they like take them out of the oven almost as soon as they rise. Like they have no color at all. So that's what we're going to do this one in today. So that was my E51. I am going to use a 5.5. And I'm going to outline that. We love real people. Now all we need to do, Sandy, is have the bird scream, which she got threatened today because she's been extremely bad. Last night, Sean came home from work and she was screaming even when both of us were sitting in the living room with her. And he's like, I'm surprised your mama hasn't had you out of the house and out of rescue. Now, you know that I probably would never really put my animals in a rescue, but I threaten it quite a bit. So all I did was I outline that with the E55. And now I'm going to use the E53, which would be my mid-tone color. And honestly, I am probably paying too much attention to this. We really, for this cookie, don't need a whole lot of attention. I'm probably talking more than I'm coloring. So, and we're going to leave that alone. Since I'm coloring multiple cookies with the same color, I am going to trade this out. I've already done one chocolate chip cookie, and that was with the E57 through the 53. And then I did this sugar cookie, and we're going to talk about this one. We're going to color the icing shortly, but let's go to the actual chocolate chip cookie. So I did moisten this with my lightest color. I normally don't color lightest to dark. In fact, as soon as I moisten this cookie and this paper layer, I'm going to go straight to my darker colors. So don't really worry about, do as I say, not as I do. These are so tiny. I feel like I'm covering it up. So we are going to use an E55 to start with. And I'm just going to go around this. This is really simple coloring. And this is, hi Darren, how are you? Darren has been helping me with some scan and cut issues. Thank God for people who are smarter than me. Yeah, so that's been fun. He's been extremely patient with me. It's been lovely to have him on my side. Like, what is that? In my quiver? Is that the word that we're using these days? I don't know. So that was the E55. Super, super simple. Now we're going to go to the 53. And we're going to blend. So I'm going to really scrub over that line so we don't have a wall of color. And you're going to see this really brightens up this cookie. And we're going to maybe leave that center almost exactly as is. Just maybe a little bit of color there just to, again, moisten the paper. Now I'm going to come in with that E55, and I'm just going to pick an area. And I'm going to hold my pen straight up and down. And I'm just going to dot. And I'm going to bring that out even into my mid-tone colors. So my E55 is technically my first mid-tone color, but now I'm going to bring in that E57, which is what I call the scary dark, and I am going to put him just a few little lines there with him, and then I'm going to start just lightly stippling or polka dots, whatever you want to call it. So I'm keeping those darker colors closer to the edge down here. And I'm just going to keep working those. Those dots got a little bit big because I wasn't paying attention because I was talking. And now that's done with the E57. I'm going to come in with that E53. Remember, I started with that E55, and now I kind of want to lighten those, so those dots are getting much bigger. You can see I'm really kind of putting some pressure down on that because I'm wanting to model those. And then I'm going to get real teeny tiny and kind of go into the center just a little bit. This isn't rocket science. This is super easy coloring. So for my chocolate chips, I'm only going to use two tones. I'm going to use an E23 and an E29. So I'm going to start with that E23. It's much easier to put color down than it is to take it away, so why not start with that lighter color? And the reason I'm using the E23 family is it's a really good chocolate color. Did you guys see those birthday candles that we came out with, the bundle of wishes? Darren, who's on the live right now, he created those. He designed those. And I originally had asked him for 29 candles, and he did give that to me. But then he decided that maybe we should make them into smaller bundles. That way we could have, just a few candles or a lot of candles. So in my opinion, Darren really knocked it out of the park with those candles, and I'm very much in love with those. Those have been on a live like on Sunday, and they're up on my Instagram as we speak. So if you want to see what those look like, if you haven't already, I've done a couple videos with those, but he's been my hero with those candles. He, man, I ask him for something and like he delivers. He is, he's been fantastic. Great with the dye, making the dyes. So I've been real thrilled to have him as part of our team. Sandy, that's on here now, has illustrated some stuff for us. And I did a lumberjack on Monday night, and she illustrated that. So it's really cool to have not only my friends, but also my partners in crime that make pajama crafter stamps come to life. So okay, so we've got the 2 cookies, and we've started the outline of the other 2. So I'm going to go with the penguin first, and that's going to be really simple coloring. We're going to grab a Y19, a YR9, and a YR07 for his feet. All right, let's see this here. So again, I keep saying that I always start with my darkest color, but I'm breaking all of my own rules today. So I want his feet to be a nice, bright, vibrant color, trying to break up all the reds and stuff that we're going to be using for Valentine's Day, because you can only do so much of that, right? So now I'm going to go in with that YR09. I need to clean that marker. And I'm just kind of flicking that up. And I probably should have done his beak in yellow too, so we can just go ahead and get her done. I don't know. Somebody tell me, do penguins actually have yellow beaks? I don't know. But they're just darn cute that way. And then we're going to come in with that YR09. So I'm going to do his bottom lip almost completely in that YR09. And maybe just a hair on the side of the upper beak. Now we're going to the YR07. And I am taking both caps off because these YRs like to do funny things at times. And now I'm going to blend that back in with that Y19. You could use like a Y35 or 30. Yeah, Y35 would blend nicely, but if you just scrub over that orange, it kind of all blends together and it looks like a happy family, even with that Y19. Super, super simple. Yay! All right, now this penguin could not be easier to color. And the last thing you should do is make it hard. So we're going to use 4 colors, and really we're only going to use like two combinations for. So for the black part of our penguin, we are going to use C9. My C9 is extremely juicy. I overfilled it. So I'm just putting that kind of on the outer parts of the penguin. And honestly, that little triangle, I'm going to do all in C9. There's no reason. There's no reason at all to try to blend that small of an area. Because again, even though he's a focal point, there's going to be so much going on with this card. All right, now I'm bringing in the C7. And I'm taking both lids off of that because this one is really filled too. And I forgot to do that side. Look at me. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. So I'm just going to fill in all of the C9. I'll come back in with that C7, or I'm sorry, I'm filling it all in with C7 now because I forgot to do those parts, and then I'll come in with that C9 and put some shadows in on the head. Honest to goodness, you probably won't see any difference. So there we go. And just for good measure, I'll put that C9 right on that corner and maybe right there. You really cannot tell it, folks. Now, anywhere that there is white, there's still shadow. How many times do I tell you that? So, yeah. His belly technically would be white, but because it's under the cookie and under his chin, I'm just going with all gray. So I am going to take a C3. And I'll go in there. And we'll give him some animation up here a little bit. And then we're going to take C1. And we're just blending that out so it's not so harsh. And even though that might look dark, once you get all the stuff on the card going, then all of a sudden it doesn't look so harsh. Now I want him to be a really happy penguin. So we're going to give him some cheeks, and we're going to go in with a R20. And I'm going to blend that with a C1 again. All right. So one thing that I would imagine, even though I put my markers away, is that those are crumbs on his face. So we're going to give him, we're just going to color those little spots in with an E 55, just so that they read that color. So next I want to do a nice Valentine cookie. I'm trying to remember what colors I chose for that. What a nightmare. Let's see. R37, 35, 32, and so under the swirls, there's going to be a shadow. So I'm using this R37. So sorry. And you notice I'm using the very tippy tip of the marker, and that's because I'm trying to keep that swirl white. If I lose it, we'll fix it with an acrylic marker. You heard me right. I said acrylic. And I want to give a nice shadow where this little hand is over extending and where the feet are. Because you know we're going to try to make it realistic. I don't know. Is that a thing? Is it really realistic if it's, a penguin eating a cookie? I don't know. But this is my world. And I'm just putting in some shadows like where some of the bites are. And then we're going to call that E37 done. And then we're going to use the 35. And we're going to kind of extend those shadows. And we're just adding them in exactly where they are. We're going to leave a lot of space. I don't know how. We're going to try to leave some space for the highlight color. So I'm thinking it might be a little bit darker on this side of the swirl. So I'm using my mid-tone color for that. And that's where we're at so far. Now I'm going to use the R32. So this is going to pink it up real fast. And if we need to do some tip-to-tip blending, we will. But I didn't want this to be like an in-your-face red, but I wanted it to be sweet, like a scene, like Valentine's Day, like you love your person. I love my person. That's for sure. It was funny, he came home last night and he goes, he goes, I should probably be watching your lives on a regular basis. He goes, but I'm always sitting downstairs in the living room trying to keep the bird quiet. It never faces me that I should probably turn it on. So I don't know if he watches like after the fact, but I thought it was sweet that he at least acknowledged that he should be watching my lives, But I will say, Sean is my biggest cheerleader. We are going to do some tip to tip. So what I'm doing is using my R32 and I'm picking up some color from my R35 and I'm just blending that in. Can you guys hear my dog? He's snoring. He's happy. He's happy. Yeah, there's a huge difference between this R32 and a 35, so I'm really kind of working that in there. And if I need to, we can extend some of that up a little bit. I think that's what we were missing. We needed a little bit of that red. There's nothing wrong with saying I need to add something if, when you get there and it's just not making sense. Sometimes you just have to keep working it until you get it the way you want it to look. I'm not ashamed to say that. So now I'm going to go over that with that R32 and I'm going to see if I can get a better blend. More tip to tip. You notice I'm kind of working that color up. And there we go. Make sure I've got the right cap on the right marker because who hasn't made that mistake at least once, am I right? Okay. So we're going to put that aside. So there's our cute little penguin. Isn't he darling? We will come back and do something with the swirls. So we've got these swirls and I am not messing around with trying to get those jimmies and sprinkles the way they're supposed to be. So I am coloring right over them. And that's why I said we're going to use an acrylic marker because that'll go right over our Copic markers without any problems. You can also use like a gel pen, but I find that the acrylic markers are super fun. I have the ones by Sharpie. I highly recommend them, especially when they have a deal at on Amazon. I know Walmart's got a decent price on them too. So look at this coloring. Wow, I'm not even trying. I joke and say I'm not trying. It's very important to me to have fun stuff, but on the same token, you guys, we're just having fun. This is our therapy. This is why we do this. It's just so that we can laugh, we can have a good time, you know. So when I get done here, I am going to be cutting out some stuff for our release next month, and let me tell you, the stuff that's coming up with this new release, I have wanted. Hi Tracy, how are you? This stuff with the new release coming up in February, it's on February 14th. Man, it has been a request of mine for over a year, and I finally got it the way I wanted. The guy who drew my logo started, and then he kind of like didn't finish, and so then I said, okay, we're gonna table this because I know the right person's gonna come around. And Darren drew my favorite, like the stamp that I've wanted forever, and guys, I'm so excited about it. I can't stand it. I'm so excited. And I hope you guys like it too. And it's going to debut on February 14th. So, like I had mentioned, these stamps do come as a bundle. So at Pajama Crafter Stamps, we sell our stamps individually. But if you want the dies, you've got to buy them with the stamp. So it's a stamp and die bundle, but you save 20%. That 20% is already built in, so it's actually a really good deal. So I've got these Sharpie pens, and I'm going to go with red for some of them. So this is what's nice about these, they're a brush tip. So it's almost like you're coloring with a Copic as far as you get the really nice fine lines. But look how easy. You go right over that and like no problem. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm just choosing a few because we're going to come in with another color or two. So that was their version of red. I don't know if it actually has an actual color besides red. Now we're going to come in with this pinkish purple. I don't really think that shows up really well, so we're going to use a real purple. We're going to let that one dry. So this is the real purple. And I'm going to let that go. You know what? We'll see if that'll go in there. All right, and then I'm going to come in with white. So we're going to have red, purple, and white jimmies. What color do you think we should make the little dots? I don't know what they are. I honestly think we should go with white. So you see how fine of a line I can get with that, or like dot. So this is just really perfect, and it covers up Copic stuff. So one thing is once you put down this ink, because they're like an acrylic paint, you don't want to use your you don't want to use your Copics over them because you'll clog your nib. So I'm going to come back in with this white, and where I made some mistakes, I'm just going to color that back in. out. How easy. I mean, come on. How can you even be mad at that? All right, I'm going to put all of my markers away except for my acrylics. They go on a little spinny here on my desk. And when I say away, I'm talking, we're going to throw them behind me to get them off my desk. All right, so I talked about the Baked with Love stamps or die set. So it does come with this cute little baking pan. So cute. I originally was going to do it on the solid paper, but I really like this like diamond studded print. I don't know who this came from. I have no idea. So what I did is I die cut all of this out ahead of time. And I'm going to find my pokey tool so that we can build this together. So we've got a spoon, and I cut that out in a distressed wood paper. It looks just like the one in my kitchen, and I didn't have to do any work. This bowl is the large bowl, and I did it in pattern paper and then just put a gray line with a Copic. So stinking easy, guys. And then what else? We've got the spatula, and I'm just poking those out. Am I? Maybe. Just getting all those little chads out of there. So we've got a spatula and we've got a spoon. I did yet another little bowl in silver because I have no idea what I'm doing because I come on here and I don't have a plan. Well, and there's a fork and a knife. Oh my God, is this not the cutest little die you've ever seen in your whole life? Now these are measuring spoons, and I'm poking out the holes because you got it. They actually go on a ring. Holy cow. So a friend of mine that lives in Arizona, her name is Kayla. She is the one that designed this stamp set, or this die set. I keep saying stamp set. I don't know what's wrong with me. But she did a phenomenal job. And then here's like a serving spoon size. So we've got a knife, a fork, and a spoon. And let's see what else we've got going on here. All right, so we've got, I'm trying to keep, all right, my phone kept ringing, so I just turned that off because that's so rude. And the guy called me back 3 times in the middle of this. I usually put my phone on airplane mode, and I forgot. So, forgive me for being distracted. All right, now look at this. Look how stinking cute this is if I get it flipped the right way. Holy moly. That is cute. And I just took it off the ring because I'm not paying attention. Oh, you guys. Look at me. You really need to pay attention to what you're doing here. Joy. Get with the program. All right, now we will show you this. I feel like I'm a bull in the china closet. I can't get this right today. My goodness. And it's not because it's hard. It's just because it's me. Look at that. I'm dancing, you guys. I'm dancing. I love it. I just love this set. I just think it's so cute. All right. So I'm going to have to zoom out, which means I'm going to have to fix the focus here in just a second so that you guys can see the card. All right. And let's get our little guy on here. I just want to make sure everything can be seen. Sorry about that. I hope I didn't make anybody nauseous. Okay. So, I want to put the pan going sideways. So, I'm going to get out my handy dandy foam tape. Because you know that me and Laura Besson think that dimension is life. I wish I could sing. I wish I had a voice. But I don't. But you know what? At least I'm trying. I'm trying. Isn't it fun? Tracy, it's like, to me, it's like the best thing ever. I mean, who said that I am not a hot mess in everything that I do, that I had to sit there and I couldn't even figure out how to put the spoons on the ring. It might be because my husband does all the cooking. I made pizza rolls the other day. Does that count? In the microwave. Which doesn't, I think that's disgusting when I say it out loud. Ugh. Alright. So when I make, this is a 5.5 by 5.5 card. So what I do is I cut 2 pieces in 5.5 by 5.5. Then this back side, I score at 1/2 inch. So when you open it, it's like this. Okay? So the crease is on the back, so your front doesn't look like it's been tore to pieces. And then, you know, you could actually just cut one. Can you? You could use one piece of paper and fold it in half. I cut it at 5.5 wide and then scored it at 5.5. In my mind, I thought I was making the 6.5, or I'm sorry, 6 by 6 card. And then I changed my mind because I'm allowed. So I scored these up. The scores are built in on the die, so that's there. And now we're going to arrange our cookies. And do I have a plan for that? Anybody that knows me knows I don't. I don't. But we're using the Flippin Best set. We're using, what else? Flippin Best and Baking Spirits Bright. So I'm using a Christmas set for this little guy. And right now I'm just arranging because I have no idea what I'm doing. Anybody that knows me knows that that's absolutely the truth, that I don't know what I'm doing. I like craft by the seat of my pants, always. And we're going to have that hanging off. Okay, so I do think I had this idea, if I remember correctly. There are some things, like, you know, I have some preconceived notions when I craft. So I'm going to put that up there, okay? So let's go ahead and glue that down. Get my glue. I'm using Barely Art glue. And I use Barely Art glue, one, because it's got this fine little nozzle, but also because it dries clear and matte, and that's important to me. There we go, sucking down. Now we are going to add a little bit of foam tape on that circle. I am not even going to attempt to cut down foam thin enough for that handle, but we can give the illusion that it's propped up. And I'm going to use some glue on the handle because I want him to lay flat. Let's see, where's my pokey tool? I do sell crafters wands in the store. This one used to be in the store. It was silver, but we only have rose gold right now, but they work just the same. Yay! Okay. I think I lost some comments. Okay. All right, so then I think we should take this little bowl and maybe tuck it down here. And I think we're going to glue him flat. I know, surprise, surprise. So you're probably wondering what all my layers are. They are the postage edge squares from Spellbinders that I had in my stash. And then this is some, yeah. Some papers from Not Too Shabby. And they are, it's called Me Plus You, and this is an old set, you guys, like three years old. I just lost that spoon again. Me and this spoon. What I would tell you to do is never put the spoon on while you're live, because you just make a fool out of yourself, like I am. But wouldn't you rather it be me than you? Did I just sound like I was breaking up with somebody? Oh my. This is why I don't sew, because I can't see even with glasses on. So we're going to put some glue on these suckers, and we're going to pray that we get those down where we want them. Just like that. All right, now we need to arrange our cookies again. Because honestly, I don't know what we're doing with the cookies. Let's put that one there. Okay. I know that I might be a little bit, biased because they're mine. But who the heck wouldn't want this little Valentine? I mean, come on. So cute. And yes, I am popping up this little round icing loft house like cookie because it's my card and I can do what I want to do. I'm losing my mind, you guys. And he's gonna, okay. Yep. That's what we're doing. He's gonna go flat and he's gonna be kind of positioned upward. And now this little guy is gonna be on double popped foam. So what I did is I folded one piece over so that I had the height. And then I'll just measure what I need. Cut a piece off. Oh, I'm struggling today. Is anybody else laughing at me? All right. And I'm taking that backer piece off. And we're gonna just put him right there. So cute. And then we're gonna take that double-sided tape again, that double stacked. And I want this to be kind of up here. I want that side hanging off. So just like where that more is. So we're gonna cut that down. And the reason I'm doing that double-sided, the bird saying hi, because she couldn't help herself. She couldn't help but let herself be known, because she's just a turd butt. I don't know if you could hear her, but I can. And it makes me want to scream back at her. I should have just done one. Changing course. Could you guys hear her? You can probably hear her better than you can hear me. And that's with the door shut. Imagine what it sounds like in person. And if you're my friend, if we're like friends in like real life, then you would know because you've been to my house and it's like, ah. And now I'm going to, if you know, I have to have a candy heart or a heart of some sort on my card. I mean, not that he doesn't have one, but I'm going to put one right there because I like him. I might put more than one. Does anybody else hear her? So my friend has a bird, and she said that she was gonna put him on the Nextdoor app because she had had enough of all of his noise. And I'm like, I know you're not. And then I asked, and I laughed because I always say that I'm gonna put mine on the Nextdoor app because I've had enough. And I've never heard her say it. She always makes fun of me. And I said, would you like me to get you the number to that rescue? And she laughed. So I called her the next day, and her bird was still there. And she goes, no, I didn't put him on the Nextdoor app, but it was real close. You guys, unless you have a bird, you really don't understand how over the top these animals can be. So I'm going to do a couple more embellishments. These are just some iridescent clear. So I always like to take one and kind of push it under. Then I take a smaller one and I boop. Oh, I did a Kathy Zilski thing. Sorry, Kathy. That's your thing. You know, when you watch influencers, you start to mimic them, and I didn't mean to do that because that's her signature thing, and everybody's got to have their thing. Like mine is my bird. Right? And a smaller one. I take way too much time with this stuff. But it's my happy place. Boop. Okay, there we go. That's the card. What do you guys think? Tracy says it's absolutely adorable. I happen to agree with her. I usually don't say that about my own stuff, but I mean, we've got the mixing bowls, we've got the spatula, the spoons, we've got the little penguin. The penguin is just so cute. And I don't know who you've got in your life that would need this card, but I just think that you could give it to anybody. But I love you guys more than cookies. And that says a lot because my husband bribes me with cookies on the regular. So that's what I've got going on. If you have any questions, you let me know. Otherwise, I am going to jump off here because I've got some work to do. All right. See you guys. Bye.